Hello, I think I'm online now. Finally, it's working. The stream, I think. I'm not sure because, yeah, at least my head movement is fluid, as I can see on the preview of my thingy on YouTube Studio. So I think everything should be alright. The audio, I think it's working. Let me just open my phone. Yeah, sound is good, everything is good, so I trust the old drivers on my computer. So let's start with a few things to put things back in order. So today's like it's if you can see in here, we are missing 9 hours to Choice Day. As usual, it's a Choice Day sale. Today I bring you new stuff. I want to talk about Braid, so just sparkling a theme. So the video is not just new stuff and deals. Deals are not that great this month because we had a huge back to school sale, so don't expect anything crazy. I didn't find anything crazy, so it's just the basic. So if you want to need to something, it's the usual stuff that you can get quite affordable and quite good quality gear. And I changed some of my suggestions. So that's that, and I want to start with the new stuff. So we have new stuff from ZUKIBO, from Handing, from Leydun, from RedPeak Store, which is a great store. Prices are a little bit iffy, but the range of products, it's quite good, I have to say. So starting with ZUKIBO, but firstly, uh, that's why I need some structure in my life. Just let you know the coupons that we have for this choice sale. So it's the usual for choice. You will have 2 off on 19 euros, so 5 off on 39, 7 off on 59, 10 euro off on 79, 18 on 139, 30 on 249, and therefore we will not be spending this amount of money this month actually, because we already spent it, and I don't know if camera will. I have the boxes in here to. I have the receipts, so that's that. Also, feel free to go on chatting and make some questions if you have them, because that's also why I'm doing lives from now on sales, so you can ask questions as I do the video. As I was saying, new stuff from ZUKIBO. I'm waiting for this. This is a very small skirted jig. So it starts with 1 gram, but we had this sort of jigs on AliExpress, not exactly like this one, but we had this sort of jigs on AliExpress. But then you have a giant ass hook on the back of it, even if you have low weights like you have in here. So 1, 1.8, 2.5, and 3.5. As you can see, you have a lot of different ways that you can make your presentation looks. You can also trim the skirt material, which it's something that some people do. In here you can see the hook length. This is what triggered me to get this jig, because as you can see, the opening on the hook is not that much on the 1 gram, and the length itself it's 22 millimeters, so you can put sort of small stuff in here, which is great. And you have some solid colors, so black and white, yellow, or orange and black, a classic, so brown and blue, and then you have green, black, and white. Again, very good looking and small jig head. A lot of good reviews, 19 sold. I already bought mine. It's a little bit on the expensive side, because I think it's only one, but let's see. Yeah, it's only one, but they are so hard to find, these smaller skirted jigs. So let's move on, so this live doesn't get to 1 hour as usual. Also from ZUKIBO, and this is sold by a lot of brands, but this it's actually cheaper than the other ones that I've seen. So this is basically a floating plastic. I have this from another brand that was a little bit more expensive. I think I've paid, if I'm correctly, like almost €5 for it. This one's is under €3 already, which means in 6 pieces is like 50 cents per piece. It's quite, I will not say big, it's like 4.5 centimeters. It looks quite good. You have the spot for your EWG hook to go onto. It's TPE, so very elastic. It has 41 millimeters. It's 3.1 grams, which means that in BFS or ultralight you can throw it with no problems. This would work if I had decent sized chub on my river, but it will work fine for bass. Or if you live in like England, where you have like proper chub. So nice assortment of colors, not that they mean too much on top water, but again, very cool lure. And this one, it's an actual nice price. Let's hope the jig that I showed you previously goes down in price. And now I have something that already arrived at my doorstep. So this is also from ZUKIBO. Some very small EWG hooks. I don't know if, yeah, NVIDIA is screaming. So as you can see, they are very small EWG hooks. I like because they have a decent opening. The wire, it's thicker than the ones from Supercontinente, but it's not as thick that will hinder the penetration on fish. One thing that I would like, it's for the for anything that is not like tungsten shab. So this will only work probably with tungsten shabs, because again, the lead ones will have a very thick clip on it, and it will just not, if you can put it through the eye, they will not move. We have a question, EG101. Hey Ricardo, I have a difficult question. Do you have any recommendation for jig heads? Because a lot of the jig heads hooks are too small for the weight, and I cannot rig lures properly. Are too small for the weight. What do you mean? It's the hook itself that is too small. It looks stupid because of the size of the lead. Because if it's that, I had a hard time because I've bought some small jig heads on Aliexpress, and I never found the brands. And now ZUKIBO sells them. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but these are size 8, which I think it's the next item. And I didn't mention, but you get 20 pieces, so it's not cheap, but quite affordable for what you get. You also have tungsten bullet weights. Unfortunately, you don't get chabs on ZUKIBO store, so €5 gets you 31.8 bullet weights, which is quite a nice deal, I have to say, for tungsten. So if you are on that sort of jigs and presentations where you do like a Texas rig with a bullet weight, this is quite a good price. But it's this what you're mentioning, EG101? Because yeah, I'm the only guy that bought this. It's only one sold and I bought it. So I got, I think it's this ones or this ones. I got this one. So if this is your question, because I have a hard time, because jig heads, a lot of jig heads are too small for the weight. My problem, my personal problem, usually is the other way around. I think most jig heads, the small ones, start at 6. So this one is 8, and it comes in 0.5 and 1 grams, which is actually the ones that you should get for a size 8 hook, because over that it will look silly. Let's wait. I will Okay, well, out of 3J heads for 6.7 centimeters when the hook shank is not long enough and the hook cap is not. Okay, now I understand. You want um, uh, a larger height from like the stem of the hook to the tip of the hook. Okay, now I understand. So if you go on ZUKIBO, I didn't feature because I usually don't use it, so I will go a little bit off the script in here. So because as usual you have everything linked on the description of the video, and I follow the same structure that you have on the link. So the product, so this is not things that I've been looking for. So if you see all products on the ZUKIBO, you have like these wider gap hooks, and you also have these jig heads that I found at some point with like smaller sizes. So as you can, if I open this, so this is the sort of thing that you're mentioning. I think they're size 2, not on ZUKIBO as I'm seeing, but as you can see, it's low grammage, and you have like a decent size in here. So 27 millimeters is actually proper what you would need for 6 or 7 centimeter lures. And then you have like 1 centimeter from the main stem of the hook to the tip. So this might work for you. If you go on the ZUKIBO store, you will have this, and I think a lot of other stores will sell it. And I think I also saw this ones, which is like different type of thing. It's a little bit longer because the hook it's a 1/0, but the other one might work. But what I think what you need is something like it's from salt water. They usually, so you want something like this, like a usually the Ned rig hooks are what you want, not the jig head itself, because this is for Ned rigs. But I think this is the profile of hook that you want, and usually they are sold as salt water. I think there are some brands I might try and look. I think there are some brands that sell the size 1 and size 2, which is what you need for that size of plastic. I think I answered your question, so let's move on. But if you have any other question, feel free to ask. Continuing on, we have also from ZUKIBO launched a lot of stuff. 20 pieces of Tanta that go from 3.5, and I think only the pink one is 4.6 centimeters. You get 20 pieces on the bag, and as you can see, this has a needle tail, and under €2 you get 20 pieces. So okay, I don't find. Okay, I think that is sorted. So you will be spending money on ZUKIBO, and I'm not affiliated with them anyway. I think they also have crap Braid on the store. So even though I recommend a lot of ZUKIBO Braid, they also have like the X8, X12, X16 that look like IGK clones. That Braid has a lot of memory, if I'm correct. But you have Tantas in here, and they are quite affordable, and they are TPE. And if you like the style of gloves that I usually use from Pure Lure, and people have asked me on the past where they can get them. So this is sort of the same style. I think it even has the padding, so you don't get spiked by the fish on the same spots as the ones from Pure Lure. Quality probably will not be as good, but I don't seem to find them on Pure Lure store. And these ones are nice because they have my my birth year, so 1989. So I'm old as hell, but these gloves are nice. They are my favorite type of gloves because I'm quite. I can admit that I'm quite afraid to be spiked by fish. I have a lot of bad experience getting spiked by sea bass when I was a kid, even sunfish, and it's very annoying to get spiked. That's why you don't see me using trebles a lot. That's why you see me being very careful when I catch bass. I always try to hold the body first, and then I put my finger inside the mouth to hold them. Also, I don't have a lot of a grip on my fingers because of all the not joint ligament problems that I have. Yeah, but they're quite affordable, so under €8 then you even have the coupon, so it's a pretty solid deal. And now one of my favorite, when you're window shopping, I will just open the store. So this is the RedPeak Store. Even though I don't buy a lot of stuff from them, it's a great way to find what is new because they source all of the nice juicy things from Chinese domestic market. As you can see in here, you have like I think this is the iStar butterfly spinning reel. So they will sell all the brands. In here you have like probably metal frame reel that I think is already on with other names on the market. The insect thing line of ultralight gear. Yumingbu Shishi. I think I already featured this baitcaster. So a lot of nice looking things. So Ano, which are the guys that made the skull wall for ending. They have Ano rods in here. Something that looks like the infamous W300L baitcaster with mechanical brakes. But all gold, so looks man, it's tingling in my insides, this reel, because I like round reels. Man, you see, they are very expensive. Sometimes they are stupidly expensive compared with what you can get the exact same item on other stores on Aliexpress, but they have such man, it's very well curated, the store, let's say that. So you will have a lot of cool things in here, mostly ultralight and BFS, which is what we like in here. You will even have Abu Garcias. So let's move on from just daydreaming on the RedPeak Tackle and Outdoor Store. So I just want to feature this rod, not because I will get one. I would get one if I had like money going out of my pockets. But man, this is the Gaussen Seiko Rubin. And the thing that is special on this rod, it's that it has a ruby guide ring. And it has carbon fiber frames for the guides, which looks, I think it looks sick. It looks pretty darn good. So it's comparable to Fuji Torzite, and on the tip you get this one, the special one. Oh, thanks. A compliment. Casual police. I'm very thankful for the compliments. 30 plus 40 ton carbon. It looks sick. It's one of the handle. It's also a monocoque butt in it. I think this is something from Fuji. I think the real seat, but as you can see, you can get it on a lot of cast weight. So you will have the 3 to 25, 5 to 28, 3 to 20, which actually looks good. You have 2 to 14, which is actually a great weight, but if you see in here, the tip is 1.37 millimeters. It's a 100 gram rod. This would be the one that I would go for. if I had, let's see, if I choose it, where is it? It's this one. Yeah, it's this one. If I choose it, it would run me 140 euros. And we have a third one. Hey, handmade lures. Thanks for stopping by. So very good looking rod. That's why it caught my attention. But very not, I would not say very expensive, because in fishing, this is sort of like middle ground price for a rod. Not that I usually spend that much on rods. Do you know the fishing rod insect there? Funny story. I might have one coming. The very simple one, with a very simple reel seat. That might be coming. Not that I promise that I will review it anytime soon, but it's coming my way. So yeah, I know them, and I'm very curious because I like the way that they present the products. They have, even if the rods are crap, that's I'm not sure, because they have good stats and they look good, but the photos and all the marketing that they have on Aliexpress and Timo, it's solid, better than some big brands. Moving on, still on RedPeak Store, a very simple rod. I think you can get it cheaper on other, if you can source it from somewhere else, because this feels like Snifta. Hey, do you back braid line with mono on baitcasters? No. Usually I just buy a spool of 100 meters of whatever I want to put in there and just put 100 meters, whatever the baitcaster is. If it's deep spool, shallow spool, whatever spool I put 100 meters, then I will probably bird's nest 10 to 20 meters while I'm just being stupid and casting like a maniac on purpose, because I want to know what is the experience of someone that buys a reel. And not that that I know that what I'm doing, but I have like 2-3 years of bait casting experience by now. But if you are someone that, even if you are used to bait casters, if you go to like BFS, I want to know if you try to get a full spool of 0.6, 0.4 p, 0.8. I always put 100 meters, get one fresh spool, put it in there. I never do backing. I understand why people would do backing if you are like on the early days of BFS, where you just like use brake cleaner to degrease your bearings, and then you put very light grease on the bearings again, and you just put a lot of mono on the on the spool, and that I understand. But other than that, I don't see the point of putting even I think the Caesar Zero VX, which has a deep spool, I just put 100 meters or 70 meters depending on the application of braid in there, and I forget about it. Usually I put 100 meters and then I waste 10 or 20 meters on birds' nests while I'm testing the reel for the first time. So never. Even on spinning reels, I try to avoid, because, or if I do it, I buy very cheap 1 kilometer spools of 0.16 millimeter. I don't like to do it with 0.20 because it will grab the braid. So I will try to match the diameter of the mono if I need to do some backing. Like I imagine I would say the Caesar Stream spinning reel, which has quite a deep spool. I would just put 0.14, 0.16 mono as backing, so I don't waste like 300 meters of of braid on the reel. and because I test a lot of cheap spinning reels, and it would cost me more money to put braid on them than the reel itself. So I think that's answered. So moving on the next product on RedPeak Tackle. Again, this is things that I don't have. They just caught my attention on Aliexpress. This is the Bulu Seal Catapult's Venom. This one is quite affordable. What triggered my attention? It's the bag for the rod, which has pink in it, which is very futuristic looking. The bag of the rod, and the rod itself, it looks quite decent, and it has nice stats. If you can read Chinese, which I can, I'm joking, I cannot, but I just assume things. The 1.53 meter rod, ultralight, medium fast, broken apart is 79 centimeters, cast weight 1.5 to 8 grams, 100 grams. It has Fuji O and Fuji A guides, and it has a 0.8 millimeter tip, and you can get it in casting with the same tip. Sometimes they will change the tip diameter from spinning to casting, but again, this is 61 euros, but it's a 24-ton rod. Don't want to be a snob, but at 61 euros you start to get like 40-ton rods on Aliexpress, so 40-ton blanks and some Toraika blanks. So again, you pay the RedPeak Tackle and Auto Curator tax on this one. Moving on, still on RedPeak Store. I don't even know if this reel works, but look at it. It looks so cool, and it's this one. It's not that expensive. I don't know how is the system on it. It's a 160 gram DC shallow spool baitcaster, but it it looks so cool. One thing that caught my attention is that you have a proper dial and you have proper LEDs. So it's not like the Dell Q1 or Q2 and the Anatono Silverino, no, not Silverino, sorry, the Anatono Meteor Fall, where you have the dial, but the dials have no numbers, and I'm waiting for having a little bit of a time, or when I need to set up like the unboxing setup with the background and the table. I will try to do like on the same day. I will try to do how to do it to change bearings on the reel on the baitcaster, how to shim the knobs. I'm waiting for some stuff from Aliexpress to do that video, and I will probably tear apart I will tear apart the Anatono Meteor, because I'm very curious if the dial does anything. So, but again, I just open it because it looks so cool. I really like purple. And also RedPeak has the Takuma P7, which I have in here. So this is sort of like a silver feather from Takuma, even though so I will do a proper unboxing with more stats on this, but I will try to show you. Look, pretty cool. And if I can open the side plate, so the spool looks similar to the Silver Feather and the Cast King Valiant Eagle 2 Pro. The braking system looks very similar. You can buy this already with hybrid ceramics or full ceramics, I'm not sure. So you have the normal version, which is the one that I have in here, and you have the one with don't say in here, but I think they are hybrid bearings. So pretty good that you can get again a fully tuned reel, and I leave the link below this one, so you have two links for this reel, and the second one it's like I think 50 euros. I paid 37 for this one because it was an early birds deal, but it's and again Takuma, all the things that I have from them are so nice. So I don't know if the camera can show, but look at this. The mic will not open because I have like audio. It will cut off the audio, but look, it's still rolling. This is proper ball bearings on the nose. Still rolling, still rolling. They will roll forever. You see? It just stopped now. So I was testing the Takuma shimming yesterday, even though it's not like a very low BFS reel. It starts working at 2 grams because it has like Daiwa braking system, but it is also like look, less than half a millimeter gap, and this one also. So very effortless casting and no gaps whatsoever. And this is a plastic frame reel. I'm very eager to test this guy. I have more things from Takuma Kami because I just fell in love with the brand. They are not officially on Aliexpress. I have a friend that has a store. I will not disclose which store it is, but he buys stuff and he sells stuff from other brands, and I'm trying to have him get on the Takuma train because stuff of them is so good. I'm also, since I've got the Takuma Linkshi, so going on a bit of a tangent here. Yeah, there's one. Roboyoko says there's one Takuma weightcaster that looks like just like the V2. Probably. I'm not planning on having the full lineup, but this feels like upgraded. So the Cast King Valiant Eagle 2 Pro is like a slightly better, I will not say better, more refined version of the Silver Feather Air. It has a little bit less gaps. The drag, it feels more refined. Braking is about the same. Shimming is a little bit better. This feels like an upgrade on that. So very kind words from me for Takuma. And since I use the Takuma Linkshi and I'm editing the video as soon as I can, I decided to splurge a bit, and I also got the Pro version of the last year spinning reel winner of best that I tested. So I got the Tegman Pro because if nothing changes, the Takuma Linkshi, the spinning reel, it's swiping the board, is mopping the floor with everyone. I quite like it. And it's starting to pop up at 35-40 euros, so it will undercut even the original Tegman, which means that it will grab the first place. And this year I will not do awards, I will do tier list. I'm planning in doing tier list on spinning, casting, reels, rods. I will put them all together. So basically you have rods that have casting and spinning versions, and then you have Me Fine in the way. And even Me Fine now has some versions that are both on spinning and casting. So I'll put rods all together, and I will try to do one on Braid, and I will talk about Braid in a moment. So let me just finish the new stuff, because there's still some new stuff coming that is cool, like this Leydun baitcaster. So you remember the Leydun soup that has had the same layout as my Beer King River Flow? So the difference from the new version to the first version, it doesn't have the ugly side plate with a logo on it. Now it has a normal one with a fish in it and brakes on this side. So it feels like more of a conventional reel than the original U-soup, which will tie together with another reel. So let's backtrack a little bit. Remember, this is not on the order of the links down below, and as I said, I've put cheaper links for the Takuma P7. I just use the one from the RedPeak Store, so you can see that there are some prices to pay if you want a well curated store. Let me check, because it's on this store. Let me check it to see if the reel appears, the one that I'm talking about. No, not in here. So they will carry a reel. So let me try to find it so I can explain my point properly. I should have thought of this before I started talking. So it's this one, the Shanghai something. So this reel looks quite similar to my Beer King Riverside or River Flow, and the Lizard something. And as you can see, this one now has the braking on the right side, so like the Leydun. I think they made some upgrades on the first version and they moved the brakes from one side to the other, so probably now it will work a little bit better. The spool looks the same, still the same size, same I think gear ratio went up a little bit, but everything else looks the same. So I think they just changed the mechanics of the reel a little bit, so this should be better if it's an improvement on the last one. But let's keep on moving. Still from Leydun, they released a popper micro popper. I like because I like this skirt on the sides. Monarch of Silence. Perfect timing for being live. My ultralight rod broke. Big catfish probably. Any recommendation on a rod for around 1 to 7 grams? Not fully parabolic, please. So if you don't want anything that is fully parabolic, just go with let me a few good ones for you. So you have even though I didn't feature them today, you have the Kingdom Micro Expert, the orange one. You have the that will cover those cast weights, and you have the Noebi Kinforce. They are pretty good, and they have a little bit of backbone to them, so they will not do the McDonald's arc. Still from Leydun, the mini micro floating minnow fishing lures 40. So basically it's a 40 millimeter minnow with a long lip, which probably means you can retrieve it straight and you can twitch it like a jerk. And I think this is the last one. Yes, this is the last one. So Ending released a rod without telling anyone anything, and if you remember correctly, I quite liked my Mavlos Ultima, and I have somewhere on my garage another extremely parabolic rod to test when I have time, probably during the winter, where I can fish more or catch more or do more videos. That's the thing, because fishing on the summer it's a little bit hit or miss. But let's start talking. Toraika Blank with Fuji Guides 30 plus 40 ton carbon fiber cloth. As you can see, very aggressive taper on the rod, very minimalistic handle to it, so quite small. You have a mixture on the tip, so the yellow part in here it's hollow and the red part is a solid tip. And let's see the stats. You have a 1.2 meter version, so these are actually high taper stream rods. So the 1.2 meter, it's shrink, it's 122, which means it's a one piece. So yeah, one section, one section rod, it's 90 euros. Not that bad. This is an early bird deal, so it will get a little bit more expensive. 1 to 7 grams. The tip is 0.75 millimeters, which is small. 6 gates, so 5 plus 1, and then you have 2-part 1.4 meters, which has similar stats but 0.9 tip, and 7 plus 1 gates, and then you have 1.5 meter, which is a light version, so it will cast from 3 to 12 grams, which is hard to believe because the tip is 0.9 millimeters. 0.9 millimeters and 3 to 12. I had to cart. Okay. I will wait for this one to come to European warehouses, and I need to get my hands on this. I didn't want it, but now I saw this. And if it's 1.5 meter, 2 sections, and it says it can cast to 12 grams, and it has a 0.9 millimeter tip. I'm intrigued. I'm in on this one. And now I want to talk about Braid because I'm quite mad at myself because there are a few people that I trust. Some of on their opinion. Some of them are not even YouTubers, and I really trust their opinion. If they say to me that something is good, I will recommend it even without trying it because I know that they have the same exact taste as me in rods, reels. At least on casting, it's exactly the same. If I like something and they buy it afterwards, they will like, and vice versa. So I trust them. Even with that said, I will put some caveats like saying I didn't test it, I heard good things about it, and I will try and avoid that kind of stuff. So for the second time, I will not disclose the name of the YouTuber. I got screwed with Braid, basically. So first time, I think it was Solo King Blue Plume. Horrid Braid. Not as bad as the Devil Barbed Wire from Me Fine, but it sticked on itself. He couldn't even cast properly because lower weights because it just the pigment or whatever it had, the coating, it was just a mess. And I fish like very mild water, so it's not acid water, it's not very basic water, it's like nice quite nice water, so it will not mess up with the chemical components on the coating. And I call it the sweaty balls braid because it felt like you were casting sweaty balls, and it was very annoying. So I forgot about it completely. I would probably feature it on the if I manage to have the time to do the tier list before the 11/11 sale of Braid. And I got again from the same person the Me Fine barbed wire, and it was just crap. So right now I'll just run through the braids so you don't see that I'm lying. I have them here. This is what I trust, and and don't take me the wrong way. I have a bag, a trash bag, because I don't know how I would do the video, so I saved all the empty spools with the boxes of the braid, and I have on my garage like a 100-liter trash bag, or the black bags for the trash, full of empty boxes of braid. So I've tested from Marvelous, from Caesar, from Sea Night, Me Fine, Autoton, everyone that has braid, I tested braid from them. So I Joff, all the braids that you see on Aliexpress, I tested them, and there are some of them that I when I know that I'm buying something that I really like, there are some braids that I will put into them, and not just filling spools and spools of reels just to make money on affiliate links, if I can explain myself properly. So there are some that I trust and I will buy through the year to fill the huge amount of reels that I buy. So firstly, it's one that you know, I have it in here. This is 500 meters. This is the brown version. I think it's a little bit more expensive, but you can have the white. It's basically the same line. This one is 500 meters. I just ordered now one that is like, I think, 1 kilometer. So yes, it's this version. So 1 kilometer from, look, 1 kilometer of braid. So this is 4-strand braid, but still under the, so this is equivalent of 0.3 PE under 1 millimeter. Even if it's not accurate, it's still very thin braid. You get 1 kilometer, it's 16 euros. So with 1 kilometer of braid, you can fill 10 BFS baitcasters, at least, without putting backing of mono. At least you can get like SG Pure. I have Solo King 0.2, 0.07 on my 0.3 rod. Pretty happy with it so far, but this is the one coated because I have Solo King raids. Usually when you see me fishing with less expensive stuff, I have Solo King raids pink because it's serviceable and it looks quite good on camera, so you can see the line on camera. If it's that one, it's quite an okay. It's like a better version of the Microfly. So Microfly also had some problems. I had perfect spools, like I had the first spool that I've put on the Silver Feather Air work wonderfully. The ones that follow up just had problems in the middle of the spool, so I was fishing quite well. At some point I had to cut like 8 meters of line, and yeah. So it's a Solo King braid. So that one, it's okay. It's not the best braid. I'm just talking about the fake, so the ZUKIBO fake out of consistency. So with the raids, I think I never had like a problem with the spool, but I always order 0.6 pink. And the problem that I have with the Microfly fake was with 0.2 white, 0.6 white, the second spool of 0.4p white, and the green also gave me problems. So with the fake, I have like anything in between 0.1 PE and 0.6 PE in white and brown, and never gave me any problems. That's why I recommend it. So all the spools that I've bought have been good, and by good I mean this reel is not amazing, but it works. You can get it on thinner diameters. This is my go-to for thinner diameters on super ultralight. If you are in Europe, I also use this because I have a Portuguese channel where I teach people in Portugal on super ultralight and BFS, and I actually do the reverse of this. So instead of using things from Super Continente, I just okay, Monarch of Silence, no problem in not interrupting. I checked the Orange Kingdom Micro Expert, pretty expensive for an alley rod, or am I wrong? I think it's 50 euros. If it's under 50 euros, it's a solid purchase. If you're in Europe, I don't have any good recommendation for you because I usually go with lower weights. around 80. So where are you located? Are you on the States or something? Or in Australia? Because I think for me it's like 50 euros. So, but you can check it on Temu because they sell it there also, at least in. And I cannot do Temu even though I like it because rods in there sometimes are cheaper. But I cannot generate. Oh, Belgium. Weird. Uh, that's okay. Let me just check really quickly for you. Okay. What I seen here, it's the orange. Okay, it will go to. Where is the orange one? So the orange one will be 61 euros tomorrow when the choice day starts, and then you can take 70 off, which will go near 70. You can also check. I will. That one I have the link on the end of the video, but basically, if the any of the Pure Lure versions that are on sale can feature description, which will not because I think it's 2 to 6 grams maximum. They are great if you don't need that extra gram on the end because you have the 2 to 6 version at 43 euros. So this is a solid choice, and I think probably it's not probably it's a better rod than the. Uh, okay, I think you're probably solved by now, and you also have the trotter version, but that one I'm waiting to get it. So that's that. So let's try to find the link where I was. So I was talking. If you are in Europe, you can get this on stores. This is Mikado. It's a M-Craft. It's slightly better than the ZUKIBO. It's a little bit more soft. It's also more expensive. I think a spool of this it's from 8 to 10 euros for, let me check, 150 meters. But it works great. Just put some backing on it and it will work like a charm. I caught a 53 centimeter carp with that braid. I've caught a twitch shed, like 40 centimeter twitch shed with that line. Moving on, let me check. Another braid that I like that is quite affordable. Unfortunately, a bit expensive on the lighter side. It's not that expensive. Not this one. This one I've run into some problems, but this one I have like went through 5, 6 pulls of this. Yeah, I have a lot of reels, and it's always great. So I've put the 0.6p on the Takuma shimming, a casting reel that hello Yoso yo. As I was saying, I put this on my Takuma. I was testing the limits of the reel and messing up with the braking system. So trying to go under 2 grams on windy situation, I went saltwater fishing with it. So running into wind, and I had like a handful of bird's nests. It's soft enough where you can work the bird's nest. It doesn't have any type of memory. It's 8 strands, so it's rounder, more smooth. It will not bite itself too much or anything. If you are not on a very abrasive spot, you're not running it through rocks. And you can get 300 meters for 10 euros, which is quite good. And on the choice day, it will be under 9 euros. So, pretty solid deal if you want something affordable that is smoother than the ZUKIBO fake. So, if you want again a very thin X8 braid, this is even thinner and less coating. The only problem with it, at least for me, I quite like. I think I've I speak about it on previous videos. It's I probably from the budget stuff, it's the nicest. They have the 8 pound version. I have just ordered a spool of this. I think I've paid like 12 euros on the back to school sale. But basically, it's 457 meters of 8 strand braid with a nice coating on it, so it will not bite on itself. It's quite round and smooth. It's a great braid. I don't use it too much because it looks like crap on video. Have you ever used 5 pound braid? Yes, even lower than that. So this is 1.83 kilos, which is, I think, under 5 pounds. And I've got some, some massive fish with it. As I said, I caught a carp, I caught twitch shad, I caught big bass with that braid. The only problem with thin braid is that it needs to be very smooth because you will inevitably run into wind knots, and you have to be very careful when you're retrieving slack line because it can go around your. That's crazy. I can even get small fluoro where I live. About that, what you need to do, it's start an YouTube channel, approach the guy of the store nearest to you, and start a local channel where you promote stuff for free for them so they can sell ultralight stuff. So I basically did that with the Portuguese channel. I've got a combo from Mikado. Now I'm getting lures from Favorite, which is an Ukrainian brand. Basically, they get things commissioned in China like all other brands, but they are getting ultralight stuff near where I live, and I quite like it. I like Aliexpress because I like to have shiny new things. But if you're just a guy that wants to buy like a combo, I love to go on the fishing store. I really do. And now I can get, if I'm on a hurry and I need like, I always forget to buy leader material. And ZUKIBO has a good one. The guy right now has the ProRex that I like from Daiwa. It has some thin one from Favorite. It has from Mikado. It has fluoro coated, which I quite like because small fluoro can be crap. I had some from good brands because it's not that expensive, even if you pay 10 euros or 15 euros for a small 50-meter spool. In the long run, it's not that expensive. But anything under 20 millimeters of fluoro, I just prefer to run either like fluoro coated or straight mono. I think the knots just destroy. Doing hard knots on small diameter fluoro, it's a no-no. In my experience, I've stopped using fluoro under 0.20 millimeters, and I stopped losing material. It's like this. Same knots, Albright and Palomar, and I stopped losing material. Now I really have to yank to lose something. Coming back to the rod, just checked out the Bueller, it checks all the box, but it's extremely short. Any idea about the rod that with these specs, but more towards 2 meters? Let me remember. That's more expensive. Okay, I remember. I know one. Pure Lure sells rods from other brands, and I just got one on the mail, and it looks quite awesome. It's the. Why it's getting me pajamas? Okay, it's not the rod that I'm looking for. And I don't want pajamas. Sigama rod. Still not getting the answer that I want. Pure lure. Jesus. How hard can it be to... So this is my orders. Please close your eyes because... Okay, this might be what you're looking for. Monarch of Silence. So let me check in here the specs. 1.5 to 6 grams, it's 1.6. Okay, 2 to 10 grams, it's 2.13 meters. 2 to 10 grams, 1.98 meters. That might work for you. And it's under 100 grams and it's quite cheap. So even now it's 41 euros. The 1.6 for spinning. Let me check. Yeah, you have in here the light versions, 2 to 10 grams. I don't know if this will work for you, but it looks quite cool. It's quite inexpensive. I will try to... Let me see if I can put links directly on the chat. Yeah, I can put links on the chat. I think this way it's easier. And they have the first version of the Sigama, which is also... it's a little bit more simplistic looking, but I don't know if... Okay, it's in here. This is very, very small, 2 to 10 grams, 2 to 10 grams. So if you like a simpler looking rod, they also have this version with a full cork grip, the Sigama 1, which has a different but more simplistic look that people might like better. And they also have this one, which is the Traveler. It's not a pure lure rod, but it's sold by them as part of the Alliance program. It's the same. It's 2 to 10. So the Sigama, it's the Sigama I have ordered the 7'3", if I'm correct, version. So that one works great, and it feels quite solid, and it's a good looking rod. So I think it's this one, the 7'3". Okay. Philip, I fish the 5 pound 0.2 Avani saltwater finesse. Super smooth, but not a bit problematic. How problematic? Because sometimes they are very, very problematic. So I was on handing, and I will just move on. So why did I got the infamous Mifine Devil Barb Wire? I got it because, again, recommendation from a fellow YouTuber, not directly to me, but a video that he did. And I bought it because it was purple. So I got the Takuma Linkshi, which has purple accents. I also had the Caesar 0VX, which also has purple accents. And I got it because it was cheap. I think in bundle deals you can get it for like 3 euros, 100 meter spool. And it was crap. Actually quite crap. And it ruined one day of fishing. I was fishing with my kid. And it was awful, always getting bird's nests. But basically, from now on, we'll stick with this one. It's not the best braid in the world, but it's a 8 thread braid that you can get in purple, and you can get it on 0.6p. So, and it can get quite affordable if you are just putting on a baitcaster, or like even the spinning reel, like the Takuma Lingshi. You can get it. You can get by with only 100 meters. Philip says they're okay, but you have to do more windings. On the knots, yes. I always, if I'm doing anything with ultra light line, I always double the loops that I have to do. I just don't do that on the Palomar because I always prefer to break the snap off and retain the leader, because if I have to leave anything on the water, is the plastic, which usually I only try to use biodegradable soft plastics, and the hook itself and the snap, which will just rot away in a couple of weeks. So if you need something purple, which is a thing that people have commented before, I stick with this one. And now my favorite braid on Aliexpress. This is the LSP Thunderstorm Pro 2P. It's a 8th strand. They also have the 12th strand, but it starts at 0.8p, and I like to stick to 0.6. So this is what I have on the silver feather. The 100 meters are almost gone. So now I have like maybe 60-50 meters after I land my rod to my father for like 10 seconds, because it thought for some reason that my rod, I was using the outrange with the silver feather air. I was outcasting him, and he had a spinning combo, and it thought it would cast further with my combo. How do you find the quality rods on Temu? Do they have Purelure rods? They don't have Purelure. From what I know, they have Birking, and again, it varies quite a lot. You can, I think it depends on country to country. So I have friends, I try to send them links from Temu. That's why I don't use Temu links, even though they would pay me better than Aliexpress. I cannot use Temu, at least in Portugal, seems to be self-contained. So if I send a link to anyone outside of Portugal, it just says the item disappears. I basically what I order from Temu, it's because I have a stupid promo, like credit back. I have been having credit back since, I don't know, I think I had already 1,200 euros of credit back. So every time I order 65 euros, I only have to pay 15, and I get 50 back, and then I use that 50 to buy 65 and only pay 15. So I'm getting like shelving for my garage from Temu, white pegboards for the garage. So I don't know if I will do a video about it, but I will be doing a wall with soft plastics. Do you can order on Red? Do you can order on? I don't understand the question. Can I order? Yes, I've ordered things from them, but usually they are more expensive. What I do, I go to their store, take a screenshot of the screen with the item that I want, and do a image search on Aliexpress. But the thing with the question, how do I find quality rods on Temu? I basically buy the things that I can get on Aliexpress, and now and then I will buy a different one that I cannot find on Aliexpress, because that's the only way that I can share the product with you, because I can say, look, this is the whatever stupid name that they use on the Timo and AliExpress app. If you don't use the links, things are impossible to find. Right now, I was searching for Sigama, which is the name of the rod, and the rod didn't appear in search. How can you explain me to do a video and say this rod is great, this rod it's less than $20 or 20 euros, and it's the best rod I ever used. It's the Shami Soli Tattoo. Shami Soli Tattoo. And then you go put Shami Soli Tattoo on Timo or AliExpress. It doesn't appear. You always like Beer King doesn't have affiliate links on AliExpress, and I feature Beer King products on AliExpress. But you can link them still. In Timo, I can, even if I didn't want to make any money out of it, I cannot link the products. That's annoying part. So I basically take advantage of that credit, and I buy terminal. Braid in Timo is atrocious. I don't think there's any good braid on Timo. I keep searching stuff on AliExpress and I just keep giving me the same thing. I didn't like the search, like for example, search fishing lures and I get rods. Yeah, that can be a problem. Again, that's why I do links on everything, because it's imagine the Lemoran. It's just almost all rods over 1.5 meters can be sent to Sweden. That seems annoying. I have the same problem right now with Tsurunoya. So if I get the Tsurunoya Elf Pro, and the next week, so I do the video, and I think the next week I want to feature the rod on like a choice day, something sale video, and it's just gone. It doesn't appear on search. And then I ask a friend to send me a link, and he sends me a link, and then I can see the rod, but it just says cannot be shipped to your country. So I cannot find it in search, and it's gone. Every rod that is over 1.8 meters from Tsurunoya, I cannot get it, and I cannot even see it if I go on the store. Someone has to send me the direct link. So I feel you. So no more long rods from Tsurunoya for me. I have the Spirit Fox and the Tsurunoya Elf, and it will be about it if they don't change that thing on shipping. But basically, this is my favorite braid. That's why I have in here the 500-meter version of the 0.6. And you get a nice box. Any links for ultralight jig heads, the really tiny ones, hook size 12? No, that doesn't exist. 0.5 grams with hook size 12. You might get, I order some tungsten jig heads, so let me just see if I can find them for you. But okay, you are lucky because you can have them on your store. In here, it's quite hard because I talk about it on the beginning of the video. We can only find until 8, hook size 8. I think I have, yeah, I had here when I was talking about ZUKIBO. It's these ones. So this is the smallest that you can buy normally on AliExpress. It's a size 8 hook with 0.5 grams. I don't know where you are located, but in Portugal, super ultralight, it's not there yet. So you can get these ones that are passed through wire, and there's another ones. I think it's either from Titus. Again, I need to go on my orders because search is just horrendous, and there are some points on the day that are even more atrocious. Normally, if I wanted to wait, I buy blue hill hooks and put a split shot, just small them. Okay, that's one, and you can buy nymph hooks as I do, and just super glue tungsten beads on it. What do you think about a bit higher priced rods like a Bugoyo Mashuo or Shongwang worm rod? So, I don't know those rods. What I have experience with, so it's this one. So this is what we have. It's 6.65 euros. I can. Man, this is an hassle. So I cannot get an affiliate link, and Aliexpress doesn't give me the option to get a shorter link. But basically, I don't know if the link will work. Yeah, it works, I think. So basically, this is the ones that I've used when I don't want to be bothered doing the hooks myself. So these are the ones that I've used previously, and you can choose from two size hooks, so 14 and 12, and then you can also choose the diameter of the bead that you have from tungsten on the tip, and the color also. They are good. The only problem that you will have is if you want to use TPE, they are quite slippery. So I would stay with normal plastic if I'm running these guys. Yeah, 4 millimeter, 0.6 grams, and I think the other one it's 0.77 grams, the 4.6 millimeter. There's a table of conversion somewhere. I don't think it's this seller, but there are some sellers that have the conversion table for the high ice jig heads, which has a conversion table from millimeters to grams. But the ice G heads have a weird layout, so the hook will be on top of the bead and the action is And also I don't have osmium weights. What is that? It's like some sort of chab. Because I've done that before. I get chab hooks if I want to go with exposed hooked, and I just use 0.5 gram chab weights. I can run that. If I don't have a lot of cover and vegetation that I can get hung up on, I can run the small Polaris with a chab weight, which will get an exposed hook on before the first section of the worm. Okay. Osmium. Okay. So it's like the bismuthium weights people use for surf casting when they don't want to pollute the ocean with lead. Just a different metal. Okay, now I understand. So that's to answer your question. And now that I've talked about Braid and answer your questions, let's move to the deals. So deals to this month, they are very scarce because we have the huge sale from the back to school with awesome prices. Not for my wallet because I bought a bunch of stuff, like as you saw the Kingdom Tagman Pro and like a bunch of other stuff. Continuing on. So this is the beautiful fishing rod if you want to do super ultralight and you don't want to break the bank. Under 30 euros, quite good. That's crazy. The Safe 12 are already tiny for me. Never done any fly fishing. I cannot do fly fishing. I have a broken not a broken, a messed up shoulder, and everywhere I fish, where fish are, there's heavy cover. Eduardo Santos. Carp fishing from Ali. I don't do carp fishing. I don't have the patience to it. So I did not carp fishing. I fished for carp and barbel most of my life, and I always float fish it and bottom fishing for it. So usually I pay high attention to the float fishing, and I just had a bottom rod just there, trying to catch something. But basically, if I'm fishing for carp, I'm float fishing either with a direct rod or a pole, or I think you call it English style fishing with a long floats with like high grammage floats. Yes, that's the style of fishing that I did with my father, and now I'm putting my father on lure fishing. So it came full circle. He teach me, and now I teach him. The second deal I already talked about it. It's the Pure Lure Creek Dance, dipping under 14 in certain models. Great rod. Not a lot to say. Every time I grab this rod, I ask myself why I bought any other for BFS. So that's a good thing, a good compliment to give this rod. Also the Ano School Wolf, talking about expensive rods from Aliexpress. This is a great rod. I have the spinning version. Getting 80 euros, this rod for 80 euros. This is a Toraika blank, quite lightweight, very comfortable to fish with. I have the small version, the 1.47 meters. You have carbon fiber frames with silicon nitride rings. Roko Yoko, the Creek Dance, you prefer cast or spin? So basically, why I didn't get, let me open the Creek Dance on spinning. I only like, I've seen a Marvelous that looks the same as what this one. I know what you mean. It's not. It's the Scar or something like that. It's not the same. It has nothing to do with this. This is a rod that you should get after 2 or 3 years doing heavy fishing. I know that if someone gave this to me when I started lure fishing with small presentations like 2-3 years ago, I would not appreciate the fine details on it. Yeah, it's kind of similar because of this butt section, but it's a lot more rod. It's also a lot more money. But why I didn't get the Creek Dance on spinning? This is the reason. The grip. So if the butt is short, I want a full grip. I can do with a split grip if the butt is a little bit longer, so I can put the butt of the rod against my forearm, so I can get more purchase on the fish. But you really don't need it. Just give me a full grip like you have on the casting version. This is basically why I didn't get it, because I try to do 50-50 on the channel. Usually I stay I need to have like a heavier like until 15 gram spinning setup, because salt water in here. it's a lot of wind, so I cannot always use a bait caster on saltwater, but I tend to do the heavier side of my fishing with bait casters, and everything else that falls under like 3 grams or specifically under 3 grams I try to do with spinning gear, but I try to do 50-50, so I don't exclude anyone that is going on lightweight fishing. Did you see the Sunmile small cross? Probably yes. I don't know which specific ones are, but Sunmile has some good value. Plastics especially, because they have almost everything that they do on bundle deals. But again, I was talking about this rod. It's, if you are into fishing for a long time, and with coupons, this rod will get you under, like, it will get you at 70 euros. At 70 euros, it's a damn good value. Very, very good value. It's a subtle rod that has a incredible recovery rate. So even if you see the rod bends, every time you twitch your lure and every time you have a small bite, the recovery on the rod, it's so damn good that you will not lose the fish with slackline, because the rod will, when you're doing this, twitching the rod and retrieving line, every time the rod does this, and if it's slow, which usually happens with cheaper rods, it will be slower, and in between this you can have bites, especially if you're like targeting quantity, smaller chub or sunfish. When you have the slackline, they can bite and you will not feel it. So since it has such a good recovery, it will always be loading the line and you will catch more fish. But then you really need to have gone through some cheaper rods to you will grow into a rod like this, and it's again not that expensive. So if you are fishing with like a Mi-Fine rod under 3 grams, like the Nano Jig, for example, after 2 or 3 years, if you want to upgrade it, get this one. You will deeply appreciate it. I think I will use this as my test mule for. I will retire my Nano Jig and I will keep using this rod for testing like 800, 500 size small light reels, especially wading and fishing for chub near home or sunfish, if I go to a place that has bass and sunfish. Moving on, my favorite reel of this year so far. So I've been fishing with this reel. It's the Takuma 2025 new Lingxi spinning reel. It's 150 to 153 grams. And I love it. So you can get it in 1000, 2500 and 2000. All of them will have around 5 kilos of drag. The 1000 says 4.5, but what is 500 grams in drag? Nothing. It will take 100 meters of 0.6 or 0.4 P with no problems. As you can see in here, 1 P 70 meters. It has 7+1 ball bearings. The gear ratio, I would like, instead of having the 2500S, just having 6.2 to 1, but cannot complain. The reel looks beautiful. It has a dual slider mechanism. It doesn't have a lot of slack. It's under 40 euros. It's actually 35 euros with coupons. It will run you 31 euros. It's sold on a proper store. It's the Fishing On store. They also sell Shimano and other stuff. It's a proper store. It's not like a drop shipping store. So you can trust these guys. Let's go in here. So this is photos of people. Man, look at the reel. Look at what you get for what you pay. It's so good looking. The bail wire, it's a one-piece bail wire. You get the counterweight on the other side. You also get the cover if you want one. Monarch of Silence, that one is really good. I have the same one. You are talking about the reel. The reel is great. It's by far, I would not say by far, because it's just a bit better than the Tagman, sorry, but it's cheaper, and you get this which looks fancy. The way it manages the line, because it's a one piece bail wire, it's so good. You got the 1000. Yes, I got the 1000S because it's the one that takes the last line, and if one P, it's 70 meters, which means that you should be fitting 150 meters of 0.6 or 0.4, which would be what I recommend for this reel, 0.4 to 0.6 P braid. And it's good. One thing that you have to keep in mind, it's use a very pliable braid, like the ZUKIBO fake. You can even buy this one. It's pink. It will match the purple. If you want to keep this reel for a long time, just splurge yourself in €8 of a 100-meter spool of the LSP braid, or get the purple one, the one from ZUKIBO, the whatever the name it is with the dragon, because they also have 0.6p. Great reel. If the ones that I have in here, because I can tell right now I have in here the Tagman Pro, I have the Silver Feather spinning, I have the Cheetah spinning also from Pure Lure, and I think it's the top contenders to dethrone this guy if nothing changes. And even if the Silver Feather or the Tagman Pro are slightly better, this one still kicks the ass on price. Monarch of Silence. Did you try the Surunoya 135 gram Dark Wolf 50S already? No, I had tried it on the family, so I have tried the Kingdoms and what is the other one? The Solo King, I think. So I know the platform. I know it's solid. It's a solid buy. So, but I don't have that one. Okay, I know, because it's quite a solid reel. But since I've tested the Kingdom Micro Monster and the Solo King Acura, it's sort of similar. So I might test it, but my thing now, it's trying products that people don't know are good yet, like the Takumas. So I am biting the bullet for a lot of people. That one I know it's good. Surunoya usually doesn't drop the ball, and I've I have trust in them, so I know that things will be solid. And all the Surunoya Dark Wolves have been great so far. So if needed, I will grab my hands around it, but I trust that it's a good reel. And for some reason, Cast King and Surunoya, every time I do a video, the video does very bad, which is not good. I don't know if it's because of, I think the quality of the video, it's the same as the other ones that I do, which is not great, but it's not awful. And I just get insane low views on anything Cast King or anything Surunoya. I don't know why. I think it's because it's already been beaten to the bushes. So now with tariffs, I don't know, but anything by Cast King has been cheap before, released to some American YouTuber. So when I do the review, it's not anything new. And I think Surunoia it's the same because you have stores selling Surunoia on Northern Europe. So, and it's something that I've tested like in the family. So breaking system has anything, not anything new, and I know it's solid. So I don't have that curiosity. I'm going after like this Takuma, weird ass breaking systems on baitcasters. Like the Takuma shimming has sort of a Daiwa MagForce break, but you can adjust also the cup. That's the things that intrigue me, and I don't see anyone doing the reviews on that sort of stuff. So yeah, I might get to it at some point, but not now. Also, I'm not made of money, so and out of time because now it's not just a question of money because the channel can self-sustain, but it cannot self-sustain me out of my job. So even if I can fish and do the reviews, I cannot fish and do the editing or do the editing and fishing. So you know that I have a higher output than people that are doing this full time. So it's quite hard to go wrap myself around everything that is coming out. Probably if I did the fishing live, but then the videos are just awful. It's just me stalling and stumbling upon words because you know how it is when you're fishing. You get distracted by one bite and you just stop talking if you are talking to someone. And now imagine talking to yourself or to a camera. So I will keep the pace of like 1 to 2 reviews per week maximum. And I have like a lot of things on back catalog. So moving on the last few deals that we still have it again, Anatono Silverino, best bang for buck that you can have right now on Aliexpress for baitcasters. With discounts, 28 euros, you cannot get a better ultralight baitcaster, and I have to say user friendly than this one. So that's about it. I didn't find any other good deal compared with the back to school. So if you are on the splurging end, probably my next few sale videos, if you want to buy anything a little bit nicer, just wait a little bit more for the 11/11 sale. It's just 2 months and 10 days of wait. And we keep moving. So do you know about this reel already? It's just the price that is good and the reel itself. Just ordered the Sigama. Long waiting time, sadly. It's the waiting time is never actually accurate. So if I buy something, it will say in here 6 to 10 of September. I'll probably get it on the 6th because it's a small package. So I've ordered. So I think this line, I ordered a bunch of line. It took 4 days to get from China to Portugal. I think I ordered on the not Monday, from Monday to Tuesday, and it arrived on Friday. So quite fast, depending on the items. And I think the Sigama took 1.5 weeks to get here. So not that bad. So we have a jointed, I would call it a wake weight because of the way the lip is put it. So it will be on the top of the water and it's jointed, so it will S around on the top of the water, making a splurge and annoying the crap out of fish, hopefully triggering them to bite. And it will be quite cheap, so under 3 euros now on the sale tomorrow. And I quite like the size, so under 4 millimeters, 2.3 grams, so you can even manage to cast it with a bait caster. Single hook on the back, barbless, so you can sorry, you can even use this for for trout, probably chub. Maybe if you are in the southern part of Europe or anywhere else in the world where you have it, bass. Right now is a good time for topwater, at least here. So quite good looking bait for not a lot of money. Some tackle, because one man can only buy so much thing and not put it anywhere. I think this is the cheapest version of the 3600 3700 size lure boxes. So this one even has the same the humidifier spot, so you can put the chemical bag of not urea. What is the thing that I'm again, you know what it is, the bags that you get with electronics. They will have like a thing that you cannot eat inside, that I cannot remember the name for my life. You have that, so it will take some of the humidity of your lures if you store them wet. You have a lot of dividers, and you can even write on the top of the box. So Cast King had this, the plastic with yes, silica or silica beads. Thank you, Rokoyoko. Yes, it's silica. It's silica. It's the same thing that is used, if you want to know, it's nerdy. If you have somewhere that you need lubrication from time to time, you will have like dosers that will use a sort of acidic and silica just to generate gas, and it will inflate the bladder, and you can have lube being deployed anywhere on the machine without compressed air or electricity. You just need to put, I think, a battery in there just to release the drip. And you even have like winding ones, and yeah, something to know. Yeah, but it's the cheapest version of it. Kingdom has a version of this. Cast King has a version of this. Snifta has another. What do you think is the next step after spin cast reels for beginners? My girlfriend has only used spin cast. So, what type of spin cast are you referring to? Spin cast like this or spin cast like this? Because I've seen, we don't have that in Portugal. You always start with the spinning reel and that's it. So, or you start with a pole and a float, like a 5 meter, 7.2 meter pole. That's how we start in Portugal. So, but I've seen sold spin cast like a sort of easier version of a bait caster, and I also see sold a spin cast as like a trigger, a sort of spinning reel. But okay, so it's the American one, the American style one that you see that they call it has the model is a number. I will not remember the name of the brand, but no, I cannot remember. Yeah, I know what it is. I know what you're saying. You always have something holding the line out of it, because if you lose the tip of the line, you're screwed. Yeah, I think the next step, it's a heavily braked baitcaster, maybe, or maybe a spinning reel. Spinning reels are always easy, but if she already has that type of grip, so like this thumb on top, I would land her a heavily braked baitcaster with a very smooth and coated braid on it. Because even my father the other day trying my outrange with silver feather air, even he could destroy the line. So I would start with, if you are you said something about Sweden. If you're in Sweden, I would start like you have pike, no? I would start very heavy with baitcasters and work my way from there. But I have to congratulate you because you have a girlfriend that fish with you. My wife, I will not say that she hates fishing, but she will not be with me fishing. I would take my kid fishing, but not her. So in there already you are lucky. So if she burns nest a reel or two or broke it, yeah, you are a lucky guy. Again, getting back to the deals, you have 10 euro boxes. If you want a little bit better plastic, you can go with the Hypersteel or the one from Kingdom, but these ones will work great and they are quite affordable. If you go on bundle deals, these ones will run you 8 euros. So, and they store a lot of crap. If you use the dividers properly, you can store a lot of like 3 to 4 centimeter cranks and minnows in here. Like a whole year of fishing on hard ultralight baits in here. Also, something that I discovered quite recently, I bought actually the ones that I have from Timo, but I cannot find them anywhere on Aliexpress. Sorry, I cannot find these ones on Timo. So it's individual boxes that you can connect them on either way other than the the latch for the opening. So in here I have a 5x5 and then the same on the other spot. They have a magnetic sticker on the bottom. So if you have anything that is metallic like hooks, you will not lose them if you just flip it a little bit. So at least you will have still a few hooks attached on the magnet and you will not ruin your day of fishing. So I quite like them. My wife already stole a few of them for storing arts and craft stuff. But this one's from Aliexpress because if you see the size, and you know that I use a lot of like 2 grams shell weights, and I'm running into a problem. So I'm buying like expensive cheb weights, and then I lose the clip, and I have to use the cheb weight as a bullet weight. And my hope is that the magnetic adhesive that I have, not adhesive, the magnetic sticker that you have on the bottom will keep the clips in there, and I will not lose them. But as you can see, if I'm using like 2 gram shell weights, it's still too big. The ones that I found on Aliexpress, you can buy them with 2, which will fit, I think, size 6 EWG hooks and normal size jig head. So if you have like EWG hooks like the ones that I have in here, it will still fit on the 2 slots, and probably on the, if I had this divided on 3, and you still have the magnetic adhesive thing on the bottom. So I would rather have these ones, at least for me, and run like a 4x4 on the other side, so I can keep it on my fanny pack, and that will give me, so 8, 16 in more 8, it will give me 24 spots. 24, it will cover most of my terminal tackle. So you can put snaps, you can put jigs, you can put chabs from different weights, you can put different size hooks, and it will fit on a very small footprint. but I cannot find them in Timo. And I was looking for this because I quite like it on Aliexpress, so I can at least give you an idea with a link that you can follow, and you can take screenshots if you want to image search for it. But I found these ones and I quite like them, and you can buy just single grid, mix and matched, or just the 3 size, which I think if you're into ultralight are the best option. And you can also, if you have these ones, you can also use them to put like spoons, so the hook just get attached to the magnet and doesn't go everywhere. You can also use them to put like small crankbaits in there, and they are all waterproofed and sealed, which is also a nice thing, because if you have like that multiple latches boxes, even if they say they are waterproof, they are just waterproof for the outside, and inside things can still go from one tray to the other, which is still annoying. But I'm always going after my chap snaps on my snaps, my hooks, and it's very annoying when you have to go through hooks to get that last pesky chap snap or chap clip. So not the most inexpensive thing on the world, but quite useful because you can lay them out as you want. So you can even make a giant box like the one that I have in here. Not giant, but if I have one more, I think it will be the size of 3600 box, and you have a lot more customization with this. You can even print tags to put on top of the individual spots. And oops, I think this was the last item. Let me check. Yeah, I call it a nice Lego tackle box. So this was the last item. This was just things I was searching for, and the video is almost 2 hours. Man, this is awful. I spoke too much, but again, it was quite pleasant. I think this is the live where I got more questions, which I quite like. I quite like the interaction. That's why I'm doing this live. Don't think that I do this so I don't have to edit the video. That's a lie. I do this because I don't have to edit the video and I can interact with you guys. So if you have any more questions, I will wait a couple more minutes. I will just navigate to Aliexpress, maybe show you what I have on my cart or what I plan to buy. So the first thing I plan to buy in the future is the Pure Trota. Like I said, people that I really trust their opinions say that this might suit me better than the Creek Dance, and that got me intrigued. I also want this popper because I want to finish the year with at least one guy on top water recorded on camera. You will see me buying. I will be buying this next few days some ceramic bearings because I also have the Cadence Elf small baitcaster, and I really want to give it the full bin. So I'm just waiting to get the bearings. So I maybe do a video if if it matches the time that I will be recording the some unboxing and I have the top view camera mounted. I might do it on camera. I have some reels, like I want to film the Pure Lure Silver Feather Elite bearing upgrade, at least for people to have a reference because it's one of the hardest reels to upgrade the brakes, the ball bearings, because you have to remove the braking system. The other ones are even easier, so you can see how easy it is to upgrade the ball bearings, at least for hybrid ceramics, which is the case for the Silver Feather Elite. And I will be doing some other reels, and I will be also doing some knobs, trimming the knobs, swapping the bushings for ball bearings. So that will be on the future. That's why you're seeing a lot of ball bearings on my feed. You're also seeing prescription glasses. because I've bought them and I just bought a second pair. So basically, I have these ones. This is what I use for fishing. These are the prescription glasses, the same as I have on these ones, and I just can clip polarized sunglasses on top. And now I just ordered for, I think I paid 30 euros, full-fledged just sunglasses that have a polarized, and they use my prescription. So a little bit less hassle, because I'm always opening the flap and then I put my backpack, my crossbody bag, and I'm just always hitting the snap-on polarized lenses, and it's quite annoying. So in here it's the top water ZUKIBO that I wrote it all, the big wide gapped jig heads. You see a lot of trottas appearing because vendors on Aliexpress really like to have a lot of products everywhere. So basically, I even so you are looking at the glasses are really cheap and good from Ali. Yep. In my experience, even the ones that I've paid, I think 18 euros, the ones with the snap-on extra, not extra, the polarized sunglasses, the lens, it's perfect. They even have like a rubber grip in here. So these ones, if I use them at work and I'm sweaty in the summer, and if I look down, they just start to go, which is very annoying. Those ones, even though the frame feels cheaper because it's plastic, it's not acetate like this one, they have a nice touches to them. They just have that rubber grip, and it's not annoying. It will not hurt under your ears. So I think we're all done. I think we reached the end of the video. You guys don't have any more questions, so I will. Okay, Rokoyoko, I will keep the Creek Dance and the Takuma reel on my radar. You should, because if you really need, again, I don't advise people to buy things that they don't need. If you need a light spinning reel, it's probably the best option under 50 euros on AliExpress. But as I was saying, if you like this live, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Also caught some peacock. Where are you, Rokoyoko? You're calling you catching peacock bass in Tantas? Are you in Florida? Are you in Brazil? Because peacock bass, you have it in. Yeah, I should go to Brazil, but first I'm afraid to die. But I think probably I would only die in Bahia, no? I would be okay in Amazon. Uh, do you recognize this? If you are from Brazil, you have to recognize this. I think it's like. I know it's natives from Brazil. First time I see peacock bass, it was in some weird ass lagoons near the beach, but it's still fresh water. You'll break all your. I would take the titanium deep rod. I don't think so. I don't think I would break my rods. I've got carp and barbel. I think barbel fight quite harder than peacock bass. So I don't think they would break. I think there are other things on Amazon that will break my rod, but not peacock bass, even the big ones. Probably arowana would break my rods, all of them, if I caught a big one. But I have a friend that will be going. He went there last year, and um, he will be there. I think in September. So he quite liked it the last time. But for me, it's as I don't know if you see the videos. I always complain, not complain. So I only fish on the days that I work most of the year. So you will be seeing me going after trout. Maybe one day I plan to go after perch, tucunareaço. I know it's like one with a giant lump on the head that are my hands will not fit the screen, but they are quite massive. But they have like a lump on the dorsal. So if you are from Brazil, yeah, that makes sense. But do you really have any fish that you will need ultralight to target them? Monarch of Silence. Yeah, perch. I really want to catch perch. We have them in Portugal, but it's like 300 kilometers away, and it's where the roads are quite, I will not say bad, but Portugal is like you have like a 30-kilometer band around the coastline where you can get very fast anywhere, even on a known highway. If you are not going on a highway, you can get very fast anywhere. Okay, from São Paulo, a lot of pressure. And you still have the same problem that in Portugal. Not in Portugal, we don't have it. People in here now are just dumb. But you still have a lot of people fishing for food. That I cannot censor in Portugal. We moved, I think, over that, but people are still have that. I don't know how is Brazil right now, but yeah, yeah, Brazil is. It's like Portugal is the same, but in Portugal we still have the stupid mentality. Um, if it's not me, it's some other guy that will do this shit. So I'll take all the fish that I can. Or you have guys on Facebook with giant bags of largemouth bass saying it's a predator, it's invasive species, it will take everything, and then you see the profile of the fucker, and is taking all the endemic species also home. So it's basically a douchebag, hypocrite. They just want to take fish home. But yeah, you have to deal with it. I just do ultralight fishing because I fish on one maximum 2 hour session. So I want to catch fish. I'm not going there with huge swim baits trying to catch my PB every time. I know people that do it. It's not for me. What bait is good for perch? Basically, everything that I used, it's good for perch. If you go and see perch bait that is on ultralight range, it's tantas, small worms, curly tails, small creatures. Yeah, basically it. You can do it with jigs. You can do it with even small EWG hooks. Yeah, basically all the stuff that you see me use through the videos that I use for chub, bass, it will also work for perch. I would risk to say any soft plastic um, under 4 centimeters, and even after, depending on the size of perch and where you're targeting them. Not that I have experience catching perch because I don't, but from all the info that I gathered planning the trip to go there. Can I post a pic? Yeah, you can post pictures on the community. That's why it exists and why I open it. I will have some problems seeing the post. For some reason I don't get notifications when people post there, so I have to go on my computer and check it. But now that I know that you will post it, I will go and check it. So I think that's it. I really need to go to sleep now. It's 1 a.m. in the morning and I'm on vacation. So I will go sleep. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, I will go fishing with my son. Try to get some largemouth and sunfish. And if it doesn't rain and I can fish, I will probably take some pictures. I will be testing. I think it's what I have on the car, and I don't want to go on garage and get any other stuff. I think I will be fishing the Magfish telescopic rod from Rollfish and a very colorful reel from Autotone, which is probably the lightest reel that I have. It's a spinning reel that is, if I'm correctly, 104 grams. So not doing a full video. I will take the camera with me if it doesn't rain, because I will not take my kid to fish on the rain. I will take the camera just to, if something weird happens, but I'll take some pictures. Yeah, again, I think I said it before. If you like the video, leave a like. If you watch the 2 hours, bless you. You have a problem. Thanks for all the people that interact with me today during the live. Hopefully there will be even more the next time I will do it. And with that said, I will see you guys on my next video. Bye. Not bye because I have to stop the streaming, but you understand. Man, I was streaming for such a long time and talking that my mouse went on sleeping mode. Now I will see you guys on